Steve,
look who it is. We haven't even started yet.
Steve, you're going to have to come another time.
Steve, oh my God.
What in the wrinkly dinkly thing is this thing?
Go back.
Welcome.
Welcome back to another podcast video. In today's episode, we have Matt Scharff.
Little applause button.
Yeah.
Hey.
Episode, who knows what episode, but you know what? We back.
So we have Matt Scharff here.
Hey, how we doing? I've been looking forward to this actually for a little bit. So
Yeah, we got, for the occasion, we got the new sign, the little light up sign right there. Yeah.
pulling out all the stops for me, huh?
Trying to get it a little cleaner over here.
Like that. Like that for you.
Keep talking.
You work with a company called Good Golf.
Yeah, they're all right over there.
And,
They're all right.
yeah.
All right.
The
Cable
problem is
management.
they usually review candy, and I'm not a candy person, so that's like a big segment for them. So I
You
kinda
ain't a
feel
candy
bad.
person, but you a caffeine person.
No,
Not anymore.
Not
Not anymore.
really
You're clean.
I'm actually starting a new thing where I cut out sugars.
Oh, are you
And
really?
that has been the hardest thing I've ever had to do, actually. It's harder
Really?
than my caffeine because I've had to cut out coffee. I used to have a lot of coffee and Red Bulls and stuff. I had to cut all that out. Now I'm just like maybe one coffee a day or no coffee. I'm on tea now. Like I'm trying to get more on tea. So
That's
there's
what
less
I've been
As
doing
caffeine.
too.
some people would say, you have decaf.
I got maybe that decaf in my booty crack. So
Yeah.
maybe there's some of that.
Yeah.
And now I'm cutting out sugars. Oh, it's been the hardest thing I've ever had to do. It really has. Because
Yeah,
I gotta read labels, right? I gotta go back to label reading. I can't just have cookies at night anymore. I can't have candy anymore.
What's the reason for the no sugar? Just
Just to like clean it, man.
Yeah.
Just to like stay
A
kind of
full
more,
cleanse?
Yeah, stay kind of more clean because sugar is so addictive, and like if you kind of look at what you eat during the day,
oh,
it'll rack up.
yeah.
Like it will rack up. Me and Maddie would have cookies almost like every night. It felt like, and we racked it up. It was 11 grams of sugar per cookie. I'd have 5 or 6 of them things, girl. You hear me?
You fat.
So you're coming into the candy shop telling us not to have sugar, huh?
Well, that's the goal. It's not going to be easy. You're not going to just be able to be like, all right, I'm done for today.
Now when you got calling like freaking every 10 minutes, gas station?
You guys live like
Yeah,
Gas
a
station?
second from the gas station.
Speaking of cutting things out, we're trying to cut out the gas station frequency a little bit. Just limit the amount that we go there, because it seriously was every day.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how much Colin spent on
Oh boy.
a monthly basis, but I think it was in the thousands of
Oh,
dollars
Boy.
at the gas station. So no, we've been kind of trying to cleanse the wallet
That's good.
a little bit.
That is really good. It's tough, but it's so worth it if you do it.
I've been trying to do that too. I bought like on Amazon, I bought like some sleeping tea and then like some energy tea. So I've been trying to do that more and like get away from like energy drinks. But obviously I drink here and there like before the gym so I can like put my creatine inside the energy drink so then I could have creatine and a little bit boost.
That seems like a not safe you put it in like a fizzy energy drink?
No, not a fizzy one.
Or is it like a pre-workout?
No. So
You're cutting that out, right? Pre-workout, like actual like scooped.
Do you do those?
I don't do
still?
scoop. No, I don't do scoops. I stopped doing that like probably like 2 years ago. I've been taking like
That's good.
the Rise energy drinks. It's like 200 milligrams instead of like a what's it called? A
Still
rain.
hits.
Rain is 300 milligrams.
I know that's so much.
And so like I stopped taking aminos because they're like 100 milligrams. So I'd get like 4 of them, and I just literally might as well just like drink one instead of like 4 in one day.
That's a
But
lot.
I've been trying
That
to
one's killing my soul right
I
now.
know. I've been trying to like back away, and I've just been drinking water instead of like all these like other drinks. I've been just trying to hydrate.
It's tough, dude. It is literally so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything in this earth now has caffeine. It has sugar. It's just tough to cut all that out.
Yeah, I've had no energy drinks in 2024 still, so I've been clean
Damn.
from
Same.
that. I have had a lot of coffee, so
But that's a better, it's a much
yeah,
better
more
alternative.
more natural.
Yeah.
But I don't know if we should change topics, but
Yeah, sorry. That was a good start.
yeah.
That was a good start.
All right, Luis, you're the interviewer today.
All right.
It's your candy shop.
So, no, it's ours, bitch. All right, don't put it on me, motherfucker.
you.
All right, but So let's take this all the way back until you were like back in KC. Look at that. Talking about calling back from the gas station with the Red Bull.
Oh my
Dang,
lord!
bro.
Literally the timing of that one.
That's tough.
How that Red Bull treating you, baby?
No more of those.
No, what I was saying. So let's take it all the way back to like back in KC. So when I first met you,
Ooh.
it was a day. It was you, Clark. I don't know who else. Micah was there, and you guys were playing spike ball.
Yep.
Really?
We played spike ball in the middle of the street like some hooligans.
What year was that?
That was like
2018, 2017?
2019?
2019, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that was 2019. Pre-Cove. Pre-Cove.
Yeah.
Pre-Cove.
Me and my cousin pull up because Garrett was like, "Yo,
Yeah, you and Manny.
you guys should pull up," And that's when I first met this fucking idiot. And then
No,
I
that's
met,
actually true.
and I met the other dinguses. But what were your first impressions, bro? When you first met me?
Hey, you see that?
Oh man, you had that blonde hair, didn't you?
Did
I?
you have blonde hair?
No, not
You
that
didn't.
time. No.
You did not.
Okay.
No.
Because I wouldn't have talked to him.
Damn. At least I got hair.
Dang, that's
I
even
ain't
tough.
losing it.
Oh, that's tough news, man.
Yeah.
No, it. Unfortunately, I really didn't get like a chance to connect with you.
Yeah.
Or Manny, really. I had heard a lot about you guys from Steven and Garrett. Like I had heard about you guys. I knew who you guys were, and I think like I'd been Snapchatting Manny a bunch. I think I Snapchatted you a couple of times. Like I knew who you guys were, and I finally got to meet you guys, and I didn't have enough time to like really figure out like who you guys are. I didn't get to talk to you about what you do, what you're doing in college. Like I didn't get to like talk about anything, but first impressions was like, you guys are sick. You guys are awesome.
What,
You're just
what about the other way around?
normal
What did you
dudes.
think
Me?
of this man?
When I was like, okay, like
I don't think I freaked out though. I don't think you
No,
got
no,
like
no.
over energetic Matt.
we were like playing. They were playing spike ball, and I think they finished up playing spike ball, and we went inside. And I don't recall or remember really like specific as in like what we did afterwards, but I met them. We went inside. We talked. I mean, I didn't see like the energetic Matt that like I usually see. It was just like a nice.
I was
calm
worn out.
Matt.
We played like 8 games that day. Like I was worn out.
And I was like, okay. I was like, these guys are cool. I mean, I already knew Garrett and Steve at that point. We were really close, like with Steve, since we played soccer with him. And then I met Garrett through the farm when Steve took us there for like a week. We played. That's when we did that trick shot when they were like on our shoulders.
Yeah. You, Manny, Steve, and Garrett all went.
Why didn't you go?
That was a week. When the frick was that? I think I had. I can't remember if that was the jury duty time, but I'd gotten a letter from like saying, "Hey, we need you for jury duty or whatever." And then I think that was when you guys left, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?" And then looks like my jury duty got canceled, and I didn't have to go.
It just got canceled on you?
Yeah, but you have to like wait because if they need you, you got to go. But then they canceled it and said,
Yeah.
"Oh, you don't need to go anymore." I was
That
like,
happened to
"Are
me
you
here in
kidding me?"
Dallas. Yeah.
Damn.
But I was supposed to go on that trip, I think, with you guys. Or it might
Was
have been
that where
one
was
or
that too? The farm?
The farm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Steve's farm. Okay.
Have you been there?
I've
Or
never
no?
been.
It's
It's so fun.
fun, but the house is creepy, dude.
Isn't it like haunted?
Really, it's. I think it's haunted.
There's something
I really.
about it.
There's something in there.
But those are like the OG, like, was that, so at that time, were you doing videos with Garrett and
Yeah.
stuff? So he was already like, that was already rolling.
Yeah, me and Garrett and Steven were already filming a bunch of videos together. He obviously posted that video today.
He deleted it immediately.
Yeah, which was hilarious. that was the OG video. That was
So that
the
was
GOAT
at
video.
the farmhouse.
Yeah, that was at the farmhouse.
Those skits are the best. Like the ones that
It
you
was so
filmed.
fun.
Like, was it for TikTok or something? Like, what was it for?
No, it was just a video for a camera roll. Originally, and then we're like, hey, we should post this to TikTok. It's actually kind of funny. I don't even know if we ever did. I think we might have. Steven might have. I'm not sure. But it's, it's a funky one. And the problem is if you don't, really know who we are and know the backstory, you don't really get that video.
What's weird is, like, speaking of the beginnings, I've told you this, I think, but like, I remember when I lived in LA in like I think it was early 2020 before the Cove.
Yeah,
slightly.
before the vid.
Or maybe during when I was like without a job in 2020. I remember I saw on TikTok, I think that's when you were kind of popping.
Yeah.
You and Maddie were popping
We were
like
going
big then.
hard.
And so like TikTok on my For You was the one where you were inside of like VR or something and she was like messing with you.
Yeah.
That was like before I even know Colin was filming with you guys.
Yep.
But I didn't know it was you and Maddie.
Yeah.
And it just popped up. I was like cracking up. I think I sent it to Abby. And then like later on, I realized that was your guys' video, and it was like a whole like weird mind blow where I was like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, I saw you guys before I even knew who you were.
Isn't that insane?
Yeah.
That doesn't really make any sense.
What about that? The one that I really like that popped out for me. I think it was back in the days too. Is when you filmed that skit where
Casey Fry.
yeah, that
What is
one
that?
where you had that hair.
Remember the Casey Fry video that I reenacted Casey Fry's dance?
Oh yeah.
That was at the farm. That was
a
literally
farm
at the
again.
farm.
That was a farm again.
And Garrett filmed that whole thing and was able to edit it too.
Dang.
That was literally one of the most fun videos I've ever filmed in my life, as far as an ad. That one's up there, and then the one me, you, and Colin did with
Oh,
the
yeah.
social network scene.
Yeah.
Those two are some of the most fun scenes I've ever filmed in my life. Just so fun.
So, as far as like all this stuff goes, like you used to talk about that more too. Like speaking of that, about being more like an actor. Is
Yep.
that still the goal, kind of after
yeah.
this?
Absolutely. I just want to dive into it. It's obviously it's too hard right now. Like there's just like
There's
I'd
so
have to be
much.
gone for a week and a half. Like me and Maddie did do the movie, the horror film, but we were gone for a week and a half. And that was like a shorter movie. It was very low budget, very, very low budget, and we were gone for a week and a half.
What's
And
that?
still on Amazon, which is pretty sweet.
It is. It's on Amazon, and I think
Oh, it is?
we're trying to push it out to another one, I think, as well. Yeah.
What's it called?
I ain't gonna tell you.
I'm about to watch it.
I ain't gonna tell you. Don't be watching
They
that.
can find it.
I mean, I was happy with my performance. I was just like a small secondary character, but
It's still something, bitch.
it's a horror film. It's a start. It's a little start. I obviously
Yeah.
want to get into more. Obviously, like we talked about.
Yeah,
that,
we need to do
that little scene that we did.
more of those.
Like that. That's the stuff. If we can find good scenes to film, but also if you guys could get some time, because like that scene we filmed took 5 hours. If you don't
It was a
remember
little, yeah, it was a little tiny scene, and it's on your channel,
that,
right?
yeah, it's on the channel, and it took us 5 hours. To
It took
film
a
that.
while, yeah.
Like Colin and Max were like, we gotta go, and we're 4 hours into this thing. And
No,
they're like,
Colin and I have talked about that a lot, like, because we before this were in like film school and everything, so we're on the same kind of boat as you with like wanting to do that.
yeah,
Post good, maybe when we can during good, whatever the case is, we want to get back to the roots of doing more film stuff.
yeah.
So, but it's like you're flexing a different creative muscle for sure, and so like you kind of have to get back in the click of it, and it's like, wow, this actually it's more tedious. And we saw that we did that Dick's Sporting Goods ad or Golf Galaxy ad recently,
Yeah.
which the people don't know about, but it's coming out soon as like an actual Golf Galaxy commercial.
Yeah.
And that had the real film set, the real everything.
Yeah. It brought that one when we filmed that brought me back to
Yeah.
the movie that we filmed. Like you have a director and you have a producer and you got like people behind the scenes that are telling you where to, marking and everyone quiet on set. And like when I heard all that, I was like, man, I feel like I'm back in the movie again. And I absolutely love it when we do stuff like that. I get so hyped for it. I love being able to, create new personalities and like create characters and like kind of go through that whole process. That to me is like, it is so much fun. And that's why I want to
We
do
need
more of it.
we need to get back on that. Like when we did that social network scene, I think Colin and I were like, yeah, we got to make this like a regular thing.
Yeah, you guys created a masterpiece.
But I think we definitely should get back on that. We can. We have, even though we're busy, there's time for that, I think. So
I think, yeah, if
I don't know where we'd post it. Just because you posted yours on your channel, which was sweet.
Yeah. It did really well. It got like
It did.
8,000 views somehow. And it was like a 2-minute clip. I was, you guys are nuts. You blew that up. I appreciate that. That was really cool. So, yeah, I'll post it on my YouTube. Obviously, Instagram. It did really, really well on Instagram, too. I think got like 200,000+ views.
Yeah.
So, the people absolutely love it. And I just, even if it doesn't do well, I just love, like, I love having a director. Like, you guys both directed me. I love that feeling of like, all right, hey, we want you, to do this. But then after you're done, do it a different way. Do it, try it this way, try it this way and stuff. So I absolutely love that part of it. I love being directed around.
And you also kind of get you kind of method a little bit.
I get into, I really want to
get really into it.
especially, the problem is, especially when I'm interpreting like a piece that's already been done, like Social Network, I really got
yeah.
I really got to try to method act because I'm trying to be like Mark Zuckerberg. Like I'm trying to be that character. I'm trying to be him. Right.
Yeah.
So it's like, those things are really, really tough when I have to actually try to be the character, but I love doing it, man. I love it.
Luis?
Oh my god. I just zoned out for a bit.
Yeah, you did. I literally looked over Lisa.
No, but like talking about like you want to act, is that what like you went for now obviously to college for? Like obviously you didn't finish, but
Yeah, I went for the theater major. the theater major and a minor in business.
Mm-hmm.
Because my dad's always
I didn't know that.
it's good to have a minor in business, just in case
Yeah.
or whatever. But the major was theater, and I actually want to be on Broadway. I want to go on Broadway and perform big theater
And that's still a goal.
musicals, and that's still a goal. If I can somehow get on, I think I haven't quite figured out if I love theater acting more or film acting more, because I haven't really been able to be in film acting as much as I've been able to be in theater acting.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, if I had a choice, I'd probably say theater, because I've been in the musicals, I've been in the plays, done it all through high school and college and stuff. So like I know that area, and I know there's just a different level of like, all right, showtime's at 7:30 on Friday, and you get one chance.
What did you in like college? What did they have? What play were you in? Or
I was Snoopy in
Really?
Charlie Brown, so I played a literal dog. I played I played fetch with the kids. We had over 500 plus kids come, and they were all like excited to meet Snoopy, and I literally they'd throw a stick and I would chase it, and I really got into that method acting, man.
that fits.
That one was pretty tough, but no, that one was a super fun play. I got to sing in that one, and some great musical numbers in that. I also did a play called Noises Off, and it is one of the hardest plays, if not the hardest play I think I'll ever perform in. I had to be, so it was these characters that like would go on stage, and they were acting for a play.
What?
So like they're rehearsing for a play that they're doing.
Yeah.
So like I'm in a play acting about rehearsing in a play. So it's like this whole crazy thing. So I'm one character, I'm this British guy, right? So I'm in here and like, oh, hello, the sardines, and oh, it's over here and over here. And then it cuts and the director's like, all right, do something else. It's like, all right, so you want me to do what now? So like I had to play like
No way.
I had to play like a different character inside of a character. It was in Insane Mess 3 acts. The first act is this way towards the audience, because we're like rehearsing. And then the second day, it's a 360 set, so they turn it. Now we're behind. So there's a whole set behind, right? And so we're
I didn't
performing.
get all this.
Yeah, we're performing this way now, like technically for the play that we're in, performing this way, but there's a whole action sequence behind that the audience sees. And then there's also like windows, so you can like see like I have a bunch of scenes.
So the
where I
audience
fall.
is like breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And then they turn it around again for like our last performance. And it was literally, I got to pull up some footage, but it was the most fun.
Dude, I want to see some footage of that, young Scharff.
Oh my gosh.
Young Scharff.
Because I didn't know you were a theater major. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
I knew you liked it, but I figured like you were someone who liked acting, but you were like a business major or something.
Yeah. Minor in business and a major in theater.
I was major in film, minor in business as well for the
minor in
safety.
business. Yeah,
of the
the
business.
safety. And I did forensics as well, debate and forensics, where you go out and you travel and do competitive speech and you perform like out of a booklet in front of some judges. So I did that as well with it, and I also did some golf. I tried my best to play golf, and I was juggling so many different things and academics on top of all that, and plus I was trying to work for the college to make some money.
How long did that last? Like before you joined GM? Because he did he like convince you to drop out? Is that how the story went? Or
Kind of, yeah. I did my full freshman year, straight A's, absolutely crushing it, doing all those things, and then sophomore year came around. And the first semester kind of like started the same way, getting good grades, doing all the things. And then like second semester, before Garrett contacted me, I was like, dude, I got to figure something out because I can't do everything. So then I unfortunately had to drop forensics. So that kind of cleared some things up. I dropped the job.
okay,
So I wasn't working for the school, so I just had academics, golf, and theater. And I was like, all right, I think I can manage those three.
Yeah.
And it was still really, really hard. But then I started posting on my Snapchat because we had to wake up super early for golf. Our coach would make us run miles. This
For
guy,
golf?
Yeah, Tanner. If you're watching Tanner, you're an animal. He'd make us wake up super early because he wanted our endurance to be good. He also wanted us to have some team bonding in the middle of all that.
Yeah.
We did some workouts on the field and stuff. And then I would start posting like about, it's, you guys remember the videos, 6 a.m., get up and stop being a baby and a wimp and be better than everyone. And so like those videos are coming out. And then all of a sudden Garrett sees one and he's like, dude, this is hilarious. And then when he commented, I was like, dude, Garrett, where have you been? Because I'd known Garrett for a while. We had done KCGA and KJGA tournaments in the summer and stuff. Like we knew who we were. We played together. And he was like, dude, wow, this is hilarious. You should post this to TikTok.
I see.
I was like, huh? TikTok just came out. I was like, I don't even know what it is. I had no idea what social media was. I was just posting this to my 16 people that followed me on college in my campus. And then Garrett's like, yeah, you should post this, whatever. We start talking a little bit. He keeps commenting on some of them, and he's like, hey, you should come back to KC when you come back. Let's hang out and let's go to like lunch or dinner or something. And then he's like, you can meet Steve.
Oh, Lord.
Steve.
And so he's like, all right, I'll come back. I'll meet everybody. And obviously I was living at Kansas. Like I'd go back after college. I'd live in the dorms and I'd come back and stay with my parents for, spring break and winter break and all that. And then I saw them and I drove to Garrett's house. And
A little business meeting or something?
Little business meeting before anything started. And I see Garrett and I give him a big hug. And I was like, dude, wow, it's so good to see you. And then Steven pulls up. I have never met this kid. I don't know who he is. I've been Snapchatting this kid every now and then. And he shows up, and I just hug him like I know who he is. I just give him, like, imagine Steve, 4.5, 5 years ago, 110 pounds, scared, doesn't want to touch anybody, right? And he doesn't want a relationship with anyone that he doesn't know. And I give him the biggest hug like I know who he is. Just this sweaty, greasy college
react
kid.
to that?
He doesn't, because I'm bigger. I'll crush him. Like, I'm coming off of, like, these steroids in my butt cheeks every day from college and working out every day. I'm massive. I'm like 190 pounds, built like a tank, and I just squeeze him. And then we get in the car together, and he sits in the back seat. And he's just like this the entire time. He's just like kind of looking up like, when's this guy getting
Who is
out?
this guy?
I hate this guy. And then we go and sit down at an Asian restaurant we go to all the time, and I'm just this loud, obnoxious kid. Just absolutely out of my mind. The waiter's like coming over. I'm like yelling in the restaurant. There's other people.
Yeah, that's a Scharff thing.
And yeah, it was when Scharff had this like amped up energy that I just wanted to release to everybody. And Steven has never been around that, and Garrett has never been around it. So they just have no idea.
But Garrett knew it. Garrett knew coming into it.
Yeah, he knew that I'd done the videos and that I'd been kind of crazy, but he had no idea that I do this in public.
So speaking of that, like the Steve and you beef.
Oh yeah, and then
that was like real. Wasn't it?
We had some beef, and it's still we still have it today. Like if you notice in some of the videos, we'll still get hyper competitive because we both kind of like we had this thing where he didn't like me very much, and I really didn't like him because he was a baby. Yeah, and he has to have his own room. Yeah, and all the things that come with Steve that Luis obviously knows. I started to learn very quickly.
You know what's funny though? In college, he wouldn't mind sharing a freaking room.
He always would tell me. Garrett would always tell me that. He would always tell me that. It's like, I share a room with Luis and all that. And he would tell me the stories. I'm like, then why do you need your own room?
And now the man needs his room, his bathroom, all to himself.
It's like, brother, you used to sleep in people's butts in college. Like, you can't do it now.
You share the same shower.
You're like oh my gosh. So like, I started to learn about these things.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh, this guy. I literally was like, this guy's a giant baby.
Dang,
literally the biggest baby ever. And like I'm just out here trying to live and like hang out with these dudes. And Steven's always got an excuse about when we say, hey, you should come over and play like tennis or ping pong, and you should come like hang out with me and Garrett. He'd always say, I got to pay for this deal. Now, Matt, I got to write that paper. Brother, he still hasn't finished that paper. He's still got that paper from 17, right? You've never finished that paper, Steve, have you? He would say that every single time to me and Garrett. I got to finish my paper. I got to do my essay. That man didn't do no homework. Wait, that man didn't do no homework. He got Fs. Anyway.
Wait, he didn't graduate. What do you mean?
Exactly. So he would give us that excuse. He would never want to like hang out outside of what we're doing because he wanted to just be at his house or whatever. So like I'm getting this vibe from this kid like, all right, he doesn't like people. He doesn't like to hug people. He's not, he's just a complete polar opposite of me. Right?
Yep.
And so I'm like, now I don't know how to hang out with this kid. And then all of a sudden we start filming videos together, and then the real Steve comes out. It's just this guy who's like so overly competitive, and like back then, like he wasn't very good at golf, so I beat him quite frequently. But then like he started picking it up quickly. Yeah. Like that's the one thing about Steve.
He got fucking good.
Man's good. He can pick things up so quickly, and I've always admired that about him. He can, like, I've been playing golf for 10 plus years more than this kid. Like, and it's been insane the way that he's able to like just see something and just figure it out. And he has a really good golf swing. Like his motion through the golf ball, his impact position, it's way better than mine has ever been. And I've had coaches and swing coaches and new clubs, and this guy had literally never played golf. So that made me.
And he would say that too.
And he would say that. He's like, yeah, I've been playing for a year,
soccer
Matt.
Player. Yeah.
And now like I beat him by like 2. And he's like rubbing that in my face, right? And so like that makes me so mad because not only am I mad that I'm barely beating this kid and I'm coming fresh out of college playing every day, but like he's just picking it up and he's just good, and he's also really good at getting in my head and trash talking and and so like those sort of things started happening. And then there's like, we start filming more videos together, and then there's just more beef. And then it's just kind of like I started getting actually a little bit more frustrated and angry with him because he starts doing the trash talk just a little bit too much.
He hits you where it hurts with
And
the trash talk.
he hits you where it hurts. And I had never experienced that before, Steven. I'd never experienced that kind of trash talk. All my friends were great. There was no trash talk really in our college. Like there was really none of that.
Yeah.
And then I'm hit with all of it at once.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't come at you softly.
No, and like he also like he'll say things that like because he's a quiet dude, so he'll be quiet, and then he'll say something that you do, like he'll point something out that's like you didn't realize he was. Not only was he quiet, but he was like analyzing everything you're doing, and he just points out something and hits you, like I said, right where it hurts.
Right where it hurts.
But you don't expect it because he's quiet. He's not like talking about everything.
No, he doesn't.
He's like a viper that just strikes, right in the freaking jugular.
A quiet analyzer. And that's the one thing I started picking up is he could sit in a room with 10 different people and then he'd be able to be like, all right, this is what you've got. You've got this. You got this. And he'll be able to pick it out on everybody. And he started doing that on me. And I'm like, there's no way this kid's saying to me. He's like 100. He's a toothpick. I'll crush him with my foot. I think I won't stomp on you. And he's out here telling me these stories. Oh, in soccer, I used to, it. He's I used to beat these kids up and I used to kick them and I got red carded. Brother, I'll give you a red card. I'll put your pants down and give you the ruler treatment. Think I won't?
The funny thing is, man, I'll give it to him. Steve's also a good fucking soccer player. He's a good striker. That's what he plays. He's a striker. And he comes up, he's like, dude, I've scored more goals than you. I'm like, bro, I've assisted
He just hits you with that, like out of
nowhere.
nowhere.
You play different positions.
I assisted you, bro, with all the goals. What do you mean, dude? It's like partially your goals are partially mine. I was like, I assisted, you scored. That's how it goes, man. I'm a midfielder. You're a striker. Mine's a different role. Yours is a different role. You're supposed to score. I'm supposed to assist you and be a playmaker, bro. I'm not a fucking striker.
He hits you. He hits it with. He just. And now he's on a different roll. He's on that cinnamon roll diet. All right, we got.
Whoa, yo.
But so all that stuff's going down. We start filming more videos. We start getting more acclimated with each other. We start loving each other more. We're like, dude, we're the bros. We're the guys. Whatever. We're gonna do this forever. And then it's like, all right, me and Steve start picking at each other a little more. And now we're like, how do we settle the beef? And it's like, all right, we got to have the match. And he literally has a freaking career day.
I saw that too, and also like Garrett edited that, right?
Yeah, Garrett edited.
It was clean.
It was a big match, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, dang, he actually played really well, and I'm supposed to be this good guy. So now there's like this unfortunate jealousy factor for me, where it's like, you got to be kidding me. I was just absolutely just outrageously jealous of how good that this guy could just pick it up after I've been doing it for 10 years. You know what I'm saying? So I think I continuously just stayed mad at him for that. And it just lasted for a long time. And then obviously we started creeping into Bro 5 a little bit, and we're filming a lot more, and Steven's playing more, and he's getting better. And I think unfortunately I just had that pent up aggression and pent up jealousy rage for just so long. And every now and then it would come out in like spurts because he would say the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Right. He would dig a little too deep.
He goes under your skin.
And he gets under there pretty quick. And I know how small he is, and I could, if I wanted to, pick him up and chuck him through a wall, like if I really wanted to.
Now you're a big fella.
And now he's a big fella, and I can't pick him up with a crane, right? So, like, I got to get the crane out to pick that thing up. But there was this one time in Bro 5, I remember, Steven remember, we were filming a video with Brody and all of us, and we were just going at it from the very beginning.
Jeez.
And he pissed me off so much, and I literally kicked him full power. Full power. Not like a little, like I like freaking wound up MMA, kicked him in the freaking leg. And like, that was like the moment I like saw the red and I just wanted to tackle him and just start freaking wailing on him.
Did he see red?
And then he saw a little red and he like was trying to like chase me or whatever. And then we waited. He's like, oh, I'm going to get you back, Scharff. I'm going to get you back. And then he kicked me and I was like,
That man plays soccer.
He kicked it right back here and he's got them soccer legs and he's like fresh out, right? So he's like, that's
what I was gonna, you kicked a soccer player. I feel like that's a no.
That is a no, right? I should have tackled him. And then he kicked me pretty good, but my legs were pretty strong because I'd been lifting and squatting a bunch. But like I felt it, man. I was like, we were both kind of limping after that. But here's the thing: we kicked each other, we kissed, we made up, and we were like fine after that.
So, question is, from transitioning to college to this now, how'd your parents take it? Like after like you told them like you're done with school, you're like dropping out.
It can't go well.
It didn't. They absolutely hated it.
They didn't support you at one bit.
No, not really. Unfortunately, my parents they're older. They're the baby boomer generation, so
more traditional.
Yeah, they grew up very traditional. They grew up, you gotta provide, and you gotta go to college, and you gotta have a degree, and that's kind of how you have to live. And so I was obviously doing that, and they were helping me, pay for college as well. They helped me like get on my FAFSA and like get all my stuff figured out. My dad helped me pay for, like my car. He went in half and I paid half. So like they're doing just absolutely everything they can, but they're doing it because I'm going to college.
Yeah.
So like they wouldn't be doing this if I was just like, all right, well, I'm just going to, not go. Right. So they know that since I'm going, they're going to help me pay and they're going to help me figure things out. And when I'm done with college, I can come back home and stay there for the week and a half and whatever. And I can come do my laundry and all the things that come with being a parent.
And then
I'm like, hey, second semester's rolling around. I think I found a better gig. It's this filming with these two whack-offs, and we're going to go create a business together. What do you guys think? Crickets. They're like, I beg your pardon? They have no idea what YouTube is. I don't know what YouTube is, so I can't go sit them down and say, listen, this is actually like legit. Like we can make something out of this.
Yeah.
So I had no idea how to explain it to them, and I think like obviously back then the problem was I didn't know enough about it either to be able to explain to them, hey, it's actually going to be okay. And being more,
it's risky.
Yeah,
and it is risky. Like it's fair for them to be like,
it is. It just out of nowhere. Like I've been getting straight A's. I've been doing really good in college, and I got a good thing going for me. And then I just say I don't want to do that anymore.
And at that point, were you paid at all? So you weren't paid.
No, I was not paid.
So it's not like you got a paycheck to show them like, hey,
it's like, hey, I just got this, $5,000 paycheck from starting this thing. I got nothing to show for it. And after they just kind of realized that I wanted to continue with this, they were like, all right, well, you can't live here anymore.
Oof.
And that one was tough because I was like, well, now I don't know what to do, right? And I'm like, I remember at one point I slept in my car for a couple days. Jeez. Like it was bad. It was unfortunately it was tough, but luckily Garrett was there. He was able to kind of help me and coach me through it. And Jerry and Tammy were just so nice to let me stay at their house. And
how long was that?
How long did I stay at their house?
Yeah.
Oh, like 2 years, I think.
Really? I didn't know it was...
I stayed there for a while, and it...
And this is like throughout GM?
Yeah, this is like all throughout GM.
Okay.
And like, I don't live that far away from my parents. Like at the time, like I didn't live that far away from them. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, man, I'm thinking I just threw away my whole family. Like, I'm like, mom doesn't want to, do anything with dad. They're just kind of like, whatever. I'm not talking to any of my family in Iowa. I have a little conversation with my brother David, but anytime he wants to talk to me, he's just like, oh, wow, look at the YouTube videos, and hey, you got any money for me? So I'm like, bro, are you kidding me? Everyone's like, and this is like insane because I can't explain to him like, yeah, like this is doing great, mom. Like, dad, like this is better. I think I'm having more fun with this. I see a future with this outside of college. I don't want to do college because they couldn't accept the fact that I wanted to say I don't like this anymore. They couldn't accept that. They could not internalize that and say like, all right, let's let him do something else.
Yeah.
And I think after like the 6 months period when I kept doing it, and I was telling them,
and it kept,
hey, I'm actually not going back, because they always in the back of their mind were like, hey, KU's right here. KU's right around the corner. We'll sign you up. Hey, don't even worry. We'll sign you up. You'll be good, and you just come back to it, and we'll get it all figured out. They could not accept the fact that I said I am never going back.
Yeah. Did you?
And I just, like you said, YouTube just kind of kept growing.
Yeah, and when did they kind of like come back around?
Yeah, they came back around.
Because obviously it's not still like that.
No, it's not. Our relationship is perfectly mended, thank goodness. But it took a bit, probably like after my first paycheck came, it was $4,445 I got from YouTube. Mm-hmm. After I'd finally, after being with Garrett and doing GM stuff, I was able to, make my own channel, and Garrett and Steven helped me do that. And I got my first for like $4,000, which is $10 billion to me at the time.
Yeah.
Right? Because before then, I had $1,100 in my bank account. That was it.
Sheesh.
I didn't have any money. Thank goodness Dad helped me pay for the car, so I had that, but I didn't have any money. So like when I first got that paycheck, it felt like I got $5 million. Because like now I could finish, pay my car insurance and get my, they cut me off the phone bill, so I'm finally being able to pay for my phone bill. And like all these things are happening, and I'm like, I finally was able to tell them like, hey, I earned some money from YouTube, and they're like, great. You gonna come back to college?
Damn.
So they're thinking like, all right, you had your fun. This is their mentalities. You had your fun.
You kind of
let
it
come
out.
back home.
Yeah.
And I'm telling them like, guys, I can make more. I can make quadruple this if I wanted to. It's YouTube. There's no limit.
Mm-hmm.
They don't understand it. I don't know how to explain it. So they're still trying to get me to go, and eventually it starts taking off, and it does really well, and then we hit Bro 5 era. And then when I told them that I filmed with Greg Norman, right? Greg Norman to them is their guy. Like they watched Greg Norman. and they knew who he was. And when I finally like showed them pictures, like, yeah, I literally had a whole day at a private golf course with Greg Norman, and we filmed videos together. That's when they were like, that's when they told everybody in the family, and they're like, look at Matt, he played with Greg Norman.
And now they all swooped back in,
and then they all started to come around like the big
of
witch's
flocks.
pot.
Yeah,
They're like
flocks.
they're coming back in, and
You can't blame them though. Like,
yeah, I can't. And now looking back, I can't blame them.
do they work kind of like traditional jobs too? Like,
Yeah, my dad's a regional sales manager for a heating and air conditioning company, and my mom was a nurse for 30 plus years.
Sheesh.
my dad's a doctor, and again, it's like similar for his whole thing was school and then work.
Yeah.
So
My parents
me,
worked at laboring. And
I'm
I ain't
just
mad
gonna-
about that, bro. I
Yeah,
worked
no,
there
you
for
shouldn't
like
be.
8 years.
Yeah.
I love it.
and so I feel like for all of us, it wasn't the same as that exactly for me, but like for them, it was kind of like, oh, you want to do this?
Yeah, because how do you explain it to people that have never heard about it? Like, they don't know anything
Yeah.
about YouTube. And I've never done anything with YouTube, so I can't give them a PowerPoint about how this is going to work.
Well,
And I have no, like, there's no goal. I don't have a goal with, all right, in 10 years, we're going to do this.
yeah. Well, that first, what was it, the first ad we did at the old house?
First ad.
In the closet of the master
Oh,
room?
yes.
I don't know if that was the first ad, but the one with you in it.
Yeah,
first one with him.
My mom, like, out of nowhere just saw it. Like, she like, it just popped out on her phone. And she was like, oh, I saw your ad. I was like, huh?
Yeah.
She's like, I liked it. I was like, what? And then my aunt texted me as well.
Oh,
too.
yeah,
Like,
they all
we
start-
saw you. I was like, okay.
Bienvenidos
I was like-
al good. I remember. That was the greatest
That was
thing
the
ever.
corniest thing I've ever.
That was the
But
best
also-
ad.
And Good's cool with that, like, because Colin and I did like the Minecraft stuff, and that's like the kind of thing where you're like embarrassed about it, so
yeah.
you don't want to talk to your family about like, hey, we just killer Minecraft video with the Enderman,
Yeah.
or whatever. Like, but Good's different, where it's like you have the clothes, you have the more like family friendly / everyone friendly golf content. So like, then people start coming out of the woodworks in the family, like, hey, I love the videos, or can you send me a sweatshirt? Is always
I don't tell
asked.
them about it though. Like to my family, like, I don't tell them. Like, obviously when my mom asks, like, oh, where you going? We're going to California and all that stuff. But to like these things, like we film, I don't tell them at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess they just find out.
My parents
Yeah.
still don't really know. Like, they still don't really know everything about it either. Like,
Yeah.
I was able to mend it and like tell them the whole scoop of, especially after like Good was kind of established. Like, I had been doing really well and things had been great, and then Good happened, and then things just got even better. So it was like easier to say like, hey, we have an established business now.
Yeah.
To which my dad was like, oh, what are the numbers? Because that's the first thing old men ask is, what are the numbers? How are you making money?
Yeah.
And so then my mom was kind of like, oh, it just seems like you're having fun, and she starts to get it, and I explain it a little bit better now that I know what I'm talking about.
It's more the big names though too. Like when we have like Bryson or
Yeah, when I'm like, hey, I
John
found
Rahm.
Ricky Fowler.
Yeah.
They're like, but like, I dressed up as Ricky in my high school. I had orange pants. I looked like a
remember
traffic
that.
cone. I went to school. Like, they know that I know who Ricky is, and they know that they know that they know that they know who Ricky
and
is.
so they see Ricky on Good and they say what?
And they go, Guy, yeah, mama.
But
So
and yeah, my dad's a huge golf fan. So even in the beginning, he was like severely jealous. He was like, "What in the world?
yeah, I remember
Just gonna film golf?"
me and my dad used to watch, back in the old days, 2004, 5, 6, when Tiger was playing. We watch him every Sunday. Every Sunday, Tiger Red. Like, that's how I got into it. So like, he knows golf, and he's been to a lot of golf events for his work as well. So
I was gonna say
he knows.
the other thing that's cool too for someone like you in the good mix of people. Like obviously you're an OG, but beyond that, like you don't have to be like you're always trying to be as good a golfer as you can, but you bring the energy.
Yeah.
And that's the cool thing to me about just the YouTube golf in general. You can have like the Brads who
Are really
his whole
good.
thing is like being good at golf.
Yeah.
But for you, it's like the entertainment value plus the golf. So it's like you bring in the theater,
Yeah.
you bring it all in. I don't know where we're going from there, but
No.
it's just a thing that's cool because like people can like dive into Scharff and go to your channel, and it's gonna be you have like you, Bubby, Steve are like the entertaining and
Yeah.
but not necessarily like Brad, who is
Yeah.
just like
He's just good.
good.
He's just good at golf.
So I feel like it's just cool to have that balance, and that for you it seems like less pressure, honestly, because then you're just you put it back on yourself because you want to beat them all. But
That's the problem. I put it too much on myself to like want to be, because I want to beat Brad. Like,
Yeah.
I put myself at the level of Brad where I'm like, if I practice and play well, I'm going to beat you, Brad. And I truly do think that. I still
Yeah.
think that if I actually practice, I could beat Brad. But I go out there and I start playing bad, and then I'm like, frick. And then I like lose it because I'm like, well, now I'm in last place. And now I think nobody wants to watch me anymore because they're like, oh, Matt's playing bad out. We'll just forget about him. But recently, obviously, I had that whole long time, which you guys remember, where I just didn't talk to any of you, and I was like quiet, and I got pissed at myself every time we played.
Yeah, you were in your head.
I was in my head, and I was just mad at everybody in the group. And there's obviously a lot of background stuff that happens with Good, and that's all going on. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I just hate this right now. And I put way too much pressure on myself to be good. Mm-hmm. But then when I kind of, I got into my faith a little bit, and I kind of let that go.
Yeah.
And I just let him take over. I started to relax, and now I'm focused more on, all right, Matt, they want to kind of watch you be happy and bring that energy. And when you bring that energy, you make everybody else bring that energy.
Yeah. And that's just the Scharff we all know too. Like the old
you remember
backflip
Danzante.
Scharff. Yeah.
I mean, that guy was crazy.
That was crazy Scharff. That was fully loaded on caffeine Scharff.
Yeah. They weren't expecting this, Matt. They weren't. Dude, that's when I first got introduced to this guy. I'm like out of my mind.
Yeah. You were Dr. Disrespect
to the max.
Yeah.
And Max is like, who is this
also,
kid?
I was watching the doc all the time, so I saw you was cracking up. Like it was perfect timing with all that.
It was perfect.
But that's the thing is like, no one really cares. I mean, they do care when Steve starts playing better.
They love it when Steve plays.
And
well.
it is cool because you see the progression. It's like, oh dang, he's working on himself. So it is cool to see. But at the same time, there's less pressure. Like if
a lot less pressure.
Yeah, if Brad or Garrett has more of the pressure.
Yeah, Garrett's got pressure to play well, unfortunately. I don't know how much he loves that. I bet he gets, because everyone's like, well, Garrett, you could go to the PGA. And Garrett's like, no, I can't. Let me just play golf normally. So he sees those things and he puts way too much pressure on himself. And Garrett, you're such a good golfer, dude. Like, you don't need to be doing that.
His feel.
But it's just funny that, like, Steve, like, he's good, but he doesn't practice.
Oh my God,
that pisses me off. And that's where I'm still mad about it. He just is good. He shows up and he's like, just shoot 78. I'm like, what? I've been practicing for 3 weeks.
Dude, when I work at home, like I be working, I walk out, his door is closed. He's always in his room, brother.
Oh,
like,
he lives
does
in that
not. Room. He does not. The only time he comes out
to get that sun, get that vitamin D, and then he gone.
Quote, I'm going to the gym, and then he comes back. He eats. He goes back to his room. Don't see him till like 10 p.m.
He's just recharging for the next week. He's plugged back in.
The man is like a salamander. He comes out for like sunbathe, and then he just goes back in.
But it is
back into his room.
And it is funny because like you guys, like the competition is real. Like it's not like
especially when I start like yapping a little bit.
Yeah, and that's what makes it
fire
fun.
Him up a little bit.
It makes it fun because it's that real. Like, and we've talked about having like. And we might do it this year. We're talking about having like money prizes or like big things. But we've also been afraid to do that because the competition's already so crazy. And, sometimes it's gotten past the point of like where people are actually like mad at each other because they're so competitive. Yeah. Last good cup.
I had to sit down with Steve.
So if you add like $10,000 to that mix, people are killing each other.
No, and that's the thing. I don't know. You guys probably see it in the comments, but right now we're so competitive and we're playing for nothing.
That's what I'm saying.
We're playing for pride.
Yeah.
And we're this competitive. Wait till we put something on the line. It goes to a different level.
It's frightening a little bit.
But that's also why I love this. Because like I have so much passion and energy to want to win and play well for nothing. Like just for absolutely nothing. It does nothing for me if I win a major. Like, all right, I won. Congratulations. But like when I'm playing for something that like actually is like of value, oh my goodness, I turn into a different. Now I'm locking in.
We've avoided it a little bit.
Yeah,
but I think we gotta dial it up a little bit and try it.
I think it would be great. I think everybody would. And like, who doesn't want to go see Steve out there practicing every day and like getting like
actually? And they did. I remember people would comment when because he kind of ebbs and flows.
Yeah,
but there was a period where he was getting like real good.
Yeah, like the Road to 70s.
Yeah,
he came up with the Road to 70 series for him. And he was dialed. I saw him at the range almost every day.
Dialed. Yeah.
He was freaking going and
now man just sleeps in his room for days.
And he'll still shoot 78 at old St. Andrews. The frick is that?
The man hibernates and doesn't come out, dude. I swear.
He's a little goblin.
But yeah, he's still good. I don't know how. He doesn't even go out to the range to practice, or he doesn't even go to the warehouse to like hit at the simulator.
Nope. I've never gotten that.
Oh no, yeah, he doesn't. I want to do a video where either you teach Steve or like a labs video.
We can just flip it. I teach Steven, and then Steven teaches me.
Yeah, he can teach you how to like hibernate.
Here's how you eat food, Matt. All right. Uber Eats, and you order it every day.
Yeah, next lab video.
Damn, we got a whole segment about Steve.
That's crazy.
This whole thing is Steve.
This whole thing's about Steve, man.
R.I.P. my boy Steve.
Yeah. He's still living
He's still with us.
for now. Anyway.
I mean,
No, but it's crazy to watch that man play. I love it. I
Yeah.
love watching all of us play. I love when we actually take it serious, and that's why I'm so excited for freaking Paynes Valley again.
All of it. Yeah, everything that we talked about this year.
It's got me hype.
Yeah, it's really hype. And then also, one thing I was going to ask you is, how do you feel about the comments right now? Like, because they ebb and flow too.
Yeah, they do.
And I feel like
There was oh my gosh, the comments. There was a point in my life when the comments got to me pretty hard.
do you try to not look at them, or do you still?
I still do. I still look at them because I think it's important to read comments.
Yeah.
But I did let it affect me for a period there when I was kind of like quiet with everybody for like the 3.5 months or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That's when Reddit was heavy. I was on Reddit every day, looking at those comments and taking all of your opinions to heart. And I still do that. The good and bad comments, I take them to heart. On things that I can improve on and whatever, but man, Reddit
Reddit gets
started
gnarly.
to get toxic.
It gets gnarly in there.
Yep. It was really good in the beginning, and then it started to get toxic, and then there's a like a level of hate comments, and then there's like a level of you're the worst person on earth comments.
Yeah,
right? So,
that's tough because also it's like not that many people. Obviously, like I would like to think that most people are enjoying the content because we're trying our hardest. We're not trying, you know what I'm saying? Like some of the comments are like, "Oh my god, I hate this!" Like that we did the Apple Vision goggle challenge, and people were like, "Get back to the stroke play" or whatever. I don't like this, and I see that, but it's like they're entitled to their opinion, obviously, and then like, but I think of us as like a DJ. You know, like we got to give them the serious stuff, the goofy stuff.
Yeah.
Like some people subscribe just for the Wheel Not Ideal, probably or whatever. So you got to give them everything, but then I feel horrible when I see the comments are like just shredding apart that fun challenge.
Yeah,
It's like, dang, like that hurts. But it's also like maybe one guy who commented that.
it's one poor soul.
And then you have the people that come for your jugular.
Yeah, they come after your family, and it's just like, all right, okay, Timmy.
Good's falling apart.
Good's falling apart. They all suck.
dude, I realized we haven't done like a fun video in a while.
Well, yeah, the road trip was super serious, which I do think most people like to see.
But it was also so fun behind the scenes. Like that's why I love that we vlogged it all. Cause
Yeah,
we actually
I
got
love that.
We got to
That
show
was-
them like the golf is serious, but man, we had so much fun behind the
Vlog,
scenes.
that was so nice.
But yeah, no, I got so invested in all the comments. I took them all to heart, and I was like in the videos when like I was quiet and like you guys didn't see that. That's because I read all of the Reddit posts and said, man, Matt needs to stop because he's so freaking annoying, and this guy needs to shut his mouth. So I was like, all right, I'll shut my mouth.
But like I said, that's like maybe 10 people,
like
you know,
10.
or whatever.
Right. But then I go on Reddit the next day and it's like, why is Matt so quiet? This guy doesn't want to be in good.
It's
He's
a
quitting
lose-lose.
good. Matt's quitting. He's quitting. So then I'm over energetic and I'm like trying to find this like perfect gap. And I've never found it, never will.
You're you. That's it.
Yeah. And so then that ruined my life for a little bit. And then now it's like I don't really, it's like I obviously I care what the comments say because I'm still trying to figure out like like what people are saying, and maybe if they want me to like do something in a video, like if that Jack Sparrow thing for Kansas, somebody said in a comment like, hey Matt, dress up as Captain Jack Sparrow and go do an intro. I did it. Right. So like
Shadow Glenn.
And we're
Yeah.
making the content for the people. So it's like, obviously
I care about your
we're
opinion.
looking at the comments to see if the consensus is like, oh, we still like good, but sometimes it's like,
what if they
holy
did this?
Lord.
And so
Yeah.
Colin and Max will see that stuff and they'll be like, hey, the fans want to see maybe like this. And then we'll talk about it. And then we'll go film that video literally for the people that commented because they'll have like a bunch of likes.
Oh yeah.
So like we take those to heart. And I think it's really important that we read those to be able to figure out what you guys want, because we're not filming this content for us. We're not doing this because we want to post what we want. We want to post what you guys want to see. So like that's why we do that, and I think that's why it's really important to get invested in comments. And I still am, and I still read a bunch of the comments. I just watched the goggle video with actually my mom and my wife, and they loved it. My mom was like dying laughing.
Yeah.
She's 64 years old. She's out there dying laughing, loving this content. She doesn't know anything about golf. So like, you know, I'll get some of her feedback even, because I think it's really important to see what
and-
she thinks.
And speaking of the feedback too, like because like Joe Rogan, I always see him saying like, oh, I don't read comments. Well, the thing about his
Liar.
whole thing is that he doesn't change what he's doing. So he knows like, I'm just going to do a podcast, talk to a guy.
Yeah.
But for us, like the content itself is evolving based on like what like we are for the people, you know. So if everyone's like snore, I hate all this serious stuff, we would just do a bunch of goofy stuff. Like
Some goofy stuff.
So
yeah.
we adapt more. So I feel like we do have to kind of get a little gauge.
Yeah.
especially Colin and I feel like we will double check. Like, if someone says, "Hey, at 5 minutes in, someone said this horrible,"
Yeah.
like we have like a thing where it's like we just want to make sure everyone's saying that there's not like a glitch that happened at 10 minutes in or whatever. So we'll kind of monitor for the first like hour.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
I think it's important. I love it. I love reading you guys.
It's toxic, but it's important.
It's unfortunately, and that's, with every job you have your, pits and stuff that you don't really want to do and stuff. But like for us, if the worst thing I got to do is go read a bunch of hate comments, I mean, that ain't really that bad. So, and I love them. I think hate comments, constructive criticism, I guess you could put it, is good for you. I think it's good for the brand. It's good for us to be able to say, wow, these last 3 months have been dull. Yeah. Look at all the comments. They're all saying, this is not fun to watch. We're going to read that and say, all right, let's amp it up. Let's go on a spontaneous road trip.
Exactly.
And then bam, now the OG vibes are back. People are loving it. I got decaf in my booty crack. So like we're creating greatness right now. Yeah. And everyone's happy. This guy's doing intros out of the wazoo over here.
Oh, man.
Like people are just excited.
I didn't want to do it. I did not want to do it.
Yeah, but you did it, and you did it
because you guys made me.
You did it with some grace, baby girl.
You guys say you were going to send me back to Mexico if I didn't do it.
We didn't say that.
Yeah, you did.
Yo. Yo.
Nah.
No,
it was good.
But it's just so much fun.
Luis is here against his will.
Yeah, this is his last time here. No, but I love bringing those vibes back every now and then because I think everybody needs them.
But you can't force them either. So like,
no.
Yeah, I'll see the comments where it's like kind of like an overall like it's feeling dull or something, and it hurts because it's like obviously we're just doing. Yeah. You never know when it's gonna be a Purcell vibe or something. You never know when it's gonna be, and like the road trip was that. It was nice and fun. It did get serious and it was cold.
Yeah, that made it tough.
But it was fun to do, and like I'm hoping this next trip, Oak Tree, is
it's the same vibes because we're gonna be driving there.
Because
how far is Oak Tree?
2 hours.
2 hours.
Oh, I wasn't there last time.
But last time, what's funny is like last time it turned into like Danzante amazing vibes. Like
because we had the house.
We had no plan really either. We went there. We're like, we got to get some more content, like 4 videos. So there's like no pressure. Drive up 2 hours easy.
Yep.
And like it was just a recipe for like perfect. And we did the consequence stuff.
Oh my gosh, it's so fun.
So you can never really pick, and like, you're not like deciding this is going to be the best.
Yeah.
You can only hope like, hey, we have a major. Yeah. It's going to be a good one, hopefully.
It's gonna be a good one.
But yeah, I think I have noticed that with you too. Like there was that phase where you got really in your head with that stuff, and it was not a good time.
Ruined me, and then I'm ruining it for, I ruin it for everybody else, and good too. Because if one of us is like not feeling it and we start collapsing a little bit, unfortunately, you collapse everyone else around you because that's just how it works. Because everybody's feeding off of everybody else's different type of energy. Mm-hmm. So if one person's over here, like they're just a shadow. They just suck the energy out of everybody else, and then no one else wants to be there. Unfortunately, like I don't want to be doing that, and I know the other guys don't want that to happen, but it happens. Like you can't sit here and tell me it's not.
Yeah, no one's gonna be perfect every time either. Yeah. Like we've been doing it for how many years? Almost 4 years. Yeah. Good alone, and
so it's gonna happen.
Yeah, there's gonna be ups and downs for sure, but it's been fun overall.
It's been
can't really complain. Just get to run around on a golf course.
It's been and I just can't wait for these next 4 months are just all the way up till June. Oh my goodness, we have got some phenomenal stuff. Like it's just I'm so pumped. I haven't been this. I mean, I feel like I haven't felt this for some time. Like and now we're kind of like getting back into it, and like you said, it ebbs and flows. You get those moments where you're like wow, and you get some of those moments where you're like ah. So like we find those moments and we run with them, man. I tell you, especially summer's always good because like the grass is greener. We're going to courses and like there's just more travel, more fun. I don't know.
It's always the wintertime when you're like, what am I even doing with my life?
Because we got to crank the same way we do in the summer for the winter because we got to keep it right.
Yeah, and we try to go places where it's green.
Yeah.
But this year we kind of just embrace the brown.
We embrace the poop. Dang it. Yeah, Bahamas. Oh, I was so looking forward to that. It rained.
Oh, yeah, we got unlucky. We were crazy unlucky with the rain.
Went to California, never supposed to rain. Rained every time we went.
Yep.
Every place we were going, we would bring the rain with us, which kind of makes it tough.
Dude, the Bahamas was so nice, man.
Oh, my gosh. I wish I could have stayed for a week.
What's crazy, last year was Dubai. That was only last year. It feels like 4 years ago.
It feels like
it was last year.
But they like never get rain. They're a desert. And they had like monsoon rain.
They had like a hurricane there. It was the most rain they'd seen in like 10 years. And we were there for it.
We bring the rain. St. Andrews, holy crap, the worst day of my life, I think.
Dude.
Old St. Andrews.
Steven won that. How?
He did win. I don't know.
In the pouring rain, that man can't survive in 80-degree weather. And now he's filming in cold and he's winning.
And we had an hour drive back.
In the
More than
wet,
that, dog.
sopping
It had to
goo-goo.
have been 2
And
hours
we were
at least.
freaking soaked to the brim.
And then we stopped at 2 McDonald's. I was in my underwear in the parking lot, trying to warm up. And that was a mistake.
No joke. When we drove back, that was like the worst point of my that was
I'm not even kidding.
because we had spent like 5 hours just drenched.
Yeah.
I sat next
And
to
I'm sitting there with a freaking cold. I'm sniffling.
Oh, it
And then
smells
we
so
get in
bad.
that bus, and it was like a not very warm.
No.
He had AC on. I was sitting in the front. The guy had AC on.
Yeah, it was like cold. I'm in the back of the long bus. It wasn't like a Sprinter with a couch. It was like a school bus
Yeah, I was freezing.
type of thing. But we're jammed in because it's like the size of a Sprinter.
Yep.
And I'm just frozen, getting bumped around on that tiny road for like 2 hours, like I'm clenched like this
to
and I'm
keep
just
body
like-
heat, bro.
for like 2 hours.
The man had AC on.
Yeah, I mean that's the worst point of all time. I think
Yeah, that's the number one.
at least in good.
And we
for
lost
me,
the camera.
Yeah, and we've lost half of our cameras have like water damage now because they got rained on and they're not supposed to be in the rain.
Oh my goodness.
But we
made it through. And that was
the content was worth it. It was fun. It was fun to be there, but my lord, that was
the worst day. Dude.
I would go back and get revenge. I would.
Hell no.
Hopefully it looks like this. I wish it could be sunny.
This would be great.
But well,
Anyway,
that's a lot of stuff.
that's a lot of good stuff.
Well, we appreciate you guys tuning into another podcast, Candy
Yep.
Podcast, the podcast, whatever you want to call it. You know,
I think we might need to get Steve in here to have a little
That'd be
we
fun.
do.
defend himself a little bit because this was
True. We freaking just stabbed Steve in the back with some spears. You heard?
Oh,
But-
we love you.
And
Yeah,
we
right.
did. We already reached out to the person that won the freaking.
Daniel. Yeah, we've reached out to Daniel about he won the free rangefinder that we gave away
Yeah.
last week.
Nice, Daniel.
Do we?
What?
We're giving away the flag.
Oh, we giving away a flag. Oh,
Good flag.
Let me do that real quick. We're giving away a good
Should I
flag.
sign it?
You could sign it.
you
I
could sign
it.
Randomly scroll.
Who won it?
Wait.
At Bruce Bududnik 7661. Hopefully I said that right. Bruce.
Bruce, you won yourself a good flag.
Bruce.
Go ahead and DM us at. Let me double check.
DM us at question mark.
Go ahead and DM us at Luis Candy Shop, Luis_Candy_Shop on Instagram. DM us and we will get back to you and send you that flag because that's the only way I know how to do it.
You
All right.
can wrap it up if you want. You got the honors, brother.
You're making him wrap it up?
Yeah.
You making the guest do the outro?
Yeah, why not?
That's crazy. This is crazy. This is a crazy
Crazy
thing.
dude.
Anyway, hopefully you guys did enjoy. This was a lot of fun. Thank you to Max and Luis for having me on. I've been looking forward to this for a while. So hopefully you guys are enjoying the Candy Shop Pod. If you're not subscribed yet, you're going to need to hit that subscribe button, that bell notification to win some more cool stuff that they're giving away. So love you guys. Love you too. Appreciate this. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, thanks for
Gracias.
yapping with us.
Yep.
Absolutely. Catch you in the next one, everybody.
Adios.